All right, today I'm going to talk to you about ways that you can close 75 sales a year without spending any money on leads. Now, don't hear that I'm saying you shouldn't spend money on leads or that that's a bad thing, because I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is there's a lot of different ways for you to achieve your goals. And if you want to achieve your goals without spending money on leads, it's 100% possible. I'm going to go right to sharing my screen. We're going to park on this for a while. I don't know if we're going to talk about this for a few days or maybe all week, but we're going to talk about it until we're done. All right, what you should be looking at is you should be looking at a picture that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to you if you haven't seen it before. And for those of you who have seen this, you're like, oh yeah, I recognize that. So if we start up here at the top of the page, this is a lead generation model to close 75 sales a year. And we're going to start with, we're working 250 days. Kelly, can you give me a thumbs up? You're on camera. Can you see the picture I'm sharing with everybody? Okay, good. Figured I better stop and make sure before I'm talking for 10 minutes and somebody says, John, we can't see what you're talking about. Okay, so you're going to work 250 days. That's 50 weeks, 5 days a week. That's 250 days that you are in lead generation, taking 2 weeks off. Now, if you take a month off, then just adjust the number of days. It's pretty simple, okay? And the standard is to have 20 conversations a day. So I'm looking at 250 times 20 equals 5,000 conversations. A contact is a conversation. So I'm looking to speak to 20 people a day. That's not dial the phone 20 times a day. That's 20 conversations. Now, on average, how long is it going to take you to do this? It just depends on who you're calling. If you're calling people who know you, like you, sphere of influence, past client, your call to contact ratio will be higher. If they're cold calls, your call to contact ratio is going to be lower. Whatever it is, it's a standard. And part of the commitment in order to hit this goal is committing to the standard when it comes to activities. Activities are lag measures, lead measures, excuse me. Activities are lead measures. The result is a lag measure. Focus on the activities, focus on the lead measures, not the lag measures, not the goals, and you will always be successful. And over time, you'll hit those goals or those lag measures. Now, on the right-hand side over here, we've got our database. And on the left side over here is our pipeline. Our focus every day is to add people to our database and to add people to our pipeline. And having these conversations, my standard is 20 conversations a day. Next standard, add one new person to my database every single day. So I'm going to add plus 250 new METs to my database. Now I'm going to give you all of these conversations in just a moment. I'm also focused on meeting face-to-face with somebody who is thinking of selling their home every single day. So I'm making prospecting calls, for example, for sell by owners, to expired listings, circle prospecting. And the message is pretty simple. If I knew of somebody that was interested in buying your home, or if I had an offer on your home, would you want me to bring you the offer? Awesome. That's exactly why we need to get together. Does today at 4 o'clock work, or would 5 be better for you? Now, remember, you're looking for people who are thinking of selling their home, period, not just people who are thinking of selling their home right now. So if you talk to somebody and they say, sure, I'm thinking of selling my home, or I'm interested in selling my home, and maybe in 6 months, cool. In the meantime, I'd love to get together with you, take a look at your home, take some notes, so I can start working to find the right buyer for you and potentially bring you an offer. Get face-to-face with at least one person every day. When you do that, you've added 250 people to your pipeline over the next 12 months. Add one new person to your database every single day. When you do that, you've added 250 people to your database as a new MET. Now, what do you do once you've added that person to your database as a new MET? You're going to launch an 8x8. An 8x8 means you're going to communicate with them 8 times in 8 weeks. And regardless of what database you're using, an 8x8 exists in your database. It may be called something else, but that's what it is. And it's 8 communications in 8 weeks. If it doesn't exist, create it. Emails, text messages, mail a market update to their home, call them. You should call them at least 3 times during that 8-week period. And week 8 always ends with a phone call. And I'm going to give you that conversation in just a moment, moving somebody from a new Met to your sphere of influence. We're also going to talk about care calls and how to communicate with our database in order to create repeat and referral business. Now, back over here, I'm meeting with 250 people who are thinking of selling their home. And the next goal is follow-up. If you look at this line down here, on the left-hand side is lead gen. We've got this line going up and down right here, and an arrow pointing over here. Everything in the middle is follow-up. What we're working towards is this part way over here on the right-hand side. This is where they choose to hire you. And this dotted line right here, it's called emotional proximity. This is where they become serious. And there's a system for this. I'm also going to share those conversations with you. In the first month, I'm going to follow up once a week. In the second month, I'm going to follow up every other week. And when speaking about for sale by owners and expireds, most of those that will turn into a listing opportunity will do so in that first 2 months. Now, if they haven't hired you, hired a realtor, listed their home with another agent, or sold their home, then you're going to keep following up with them. By month 3, you're going to back down to once a month conversations. I'm going to share those conversations with you in just a moment. And what you're going to hear is no, 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 no. In other words, I'm not ready, I'm not ready, I'm not ready. Or I've already decided to hire another agent, but I'm waiting 6 months. You don't need to call me anymore. I'm never going to hire you. I'm never going to put my home back on the market. And don't hear no. No simply means not yet. Reject, rejection. No is not a word that lives in your vocabulary. No simply means not yet. Now, here's the other thing I want you to know about follow-up is they're never going to change their mind. However, they will make a new decision based on new information. And even though you're hearing no, 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 when you make the call right here, this is when they're serious about selling their home. You've created emotional proximity, which simply means the person who is closest to them, otherwise known as the person who follows up persistently, consistently, forever, is going to be the person that they're most likely going to hire because you followed up forever. Now, here's what this is going to work out to. The people in your database, on average, 10% of them will turn into sales in the next 12 months when you work your database. If you don't work it, this isn't true. And those 10% sales, 5% will come from people who are buying and selling homes. In other words, 5% of your database minimum is moving every 12 months. And you earn the opportunity to be their agent by staying in touch with them, by focusing on relationships, by bringing value to the conversation, and always reminding them that you're never too busy for their referrals. If they know of anybody that's looking to buy or sell a home, you would love the opportunity to work with them. Well, some of those sales are going to be directly with people in your database. The other 5% will be referrals. In other words, if you knew of somebody that was going to buy or sell a home, would you refer them to me? Awesome. Kelly, who do you know? 5% will turn into referrals. So if I've got 250 people in my database, that should be 25 sales by the end of the year. So there's 25 of the 75 that I promised you. Now, when you're meeting with one person every day who's thinking of selling their home, and then you're following up with them forever, you've got 250 people in your pipeline, and 20% of them over time will hire you. That 250 times 20% is 50. 50 plus 25 is 75. There's your 75 sales. Now, simple and maybe too simple. My biggest challenge with real estate agents, and that's why I said I'm going to park on this for a little bit, because if I can get you guys to invest, it's going to be a breakthrough for you. You're going to experience tremendous success, but I have to get you to embrace it. I have to get you to actually do the work. Now, what's interesting, not shifting gears and shifting gears, there's this conversation going on in real estate about scripts, not scripts, don't use scripts. They make you sound robotic. They make you sound salesy. I don't want to be scripted. And I'm okay with that. However, you're calling an expired listing. What are you going to say if you're winging it? If an expired listing tells you, I'm going to wait 6 months to put my home back on the market, and then I'm going to hire my previous agent, you're winging it. What's your response? If you're calling circle prospecting and you don't have a script, what's the conversation sound like? Again, you're winging it. So I don't want you to hear be scripted. What I want you to hear is this is the foundation. This is the blueprint. This is the role model. This is the road to success. Success is simple. And I'm going to share 3 conversations with you. First of all, adding somebody to your database. I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. That means that I send them interesting information on the real estate market once a month, and I call every 3 or 4 months just to check in. Would it be okay if I added you to that group? Now, I can have that conversation with anybody, anywhere. Walking through my neighborhood. Hi, my name is John Dietz. I'm a real estate agent with XYZ Real Estate. Can I ask your name? Kelly says, I'm Kelly. Nice to meet you, Kelly. By the way, as I mentioned, I'm a real estate agent, and I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. That simply means that I send them interesting information on the real estate market once a month, and I call every 3 or 4 months just to check in. Would it be okay if I added you to that group? So simple. Write it down, internalize it, please use it. If you have that conversation with 5 people a day, somebody's saying yes. And now you've hit your standard of adding 1 new person to your database every day, 250 in the next year, following up with them, creating top of mind. So when they think of real estate, they think of you, moving them into your sphere of influence, communicating with them 36 times a year, focused on building relationships, creating value. And over time, 10% of your database will either move, it'll be a direct sale, or they'll refer business to you. Too simple, right? And it works. The second conversation that I'm going to share with you is care calls to your sphere of influence. I'm reaching out to Jeff, John Dietz. It's been a couple months since we spoke. Hope all is well. How's your family? Are you still working as a CPA at blank, blank, blank accounting firm? If I had a referral for you, what's a great email address for me to send that to? Awesome. I'll see if I can help find business for you. It'd be my pleasure. By the way, I noticed on Facebook that you went on vacation. Looks like you guys took a cruise to the Bahamas. How was it? Did you have a great time? What was your favorite part? I'm having a conversation. It's following the Ford model of communication: family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Jeff, by the way, I sent you a really cool article a couple of weeks ago on the market, and 2023 is going to be an interesting year. We're definitely seeing a market shift. Still a great time to sell because values are still high. And just wanted to see if you got the article. Did you have any questions? Is there anything I can do for you today? I'm focused on relationships. I'm focused on bringing value to the conversation. Now, before I go, Jeff, before I let you go, just out of curiosity, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home in the next 6 months? That's it. That's the only real estate conversation that I'm having where I'm looking for opportunity, but I'm making deposits before I ask for a withdrawal. If I just called Jeff with, hey, Jeff, John Dietz, following up, been a couple of months since we spoke. Who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home in the next 6 months? I'm going to have a completely different result. I didn't make any deposits. I didn't bring any value. The conversation is about me, me, me. All right, prospecting conversations, expired listing. I'm going to change cameras so I can go to somebody new. There we go. Chandra, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company. Notice your listing came off the market. And are you still interested in selling your home?
Yes, I am, John.
Awesome. You know, Chandra, that's exactly why we should get together. If I could show you how I could sell your home for more money in less time, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that?
Yeah, I think I would.
Okay, great job, Chandra. Now I have a listing appointment, don't I? And I pivoted because I heard, yes, I am. Now, if I call Kim and I say, Kim, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company, I noticed your listing came off the market. And are you still interested in selling your home? And Kim says, no.
Oh, we're going to wait.
Gonna wait?
Yep.
I got it, Kim. And before I let you go, just out of curiosity, if I had an offer on your home today, would you want me to bring you the offer?
It depends. Is it a good offer?
So I saw that you were asking $700,000 for your home. So let's just say I have a $700,000 offer for your home. Would you want me to bring you that offer?
Yes.
You know, that's exactly why we should get together. I need to pop by and take a look at your home for 15 or 20 minutes so I could potentially bring you that offer. Does today at 4 work, or would 5 be better for you?
None of those times are good.
Okay, so Kim, if we were to meet, just out of curiosity, do early afternoons, late afternoons, or weekends work best for you?
Probably weekends.
Weekends? So I'm looking at my calendar, Kim, and I've got Saturday at noon, or would 2 p.m. be better for you?
2 is good.
Okay, so we got the appointment. Thank you, Kim. You did an amazing job. I'm calling Jeff. He's a for sale by owner. Hey, Jeff, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company. I noticed you're selling your home by owner. And if I were able to bring you an offer, would you want me to bring you that offer?
If it's the same, if it's the same prices I have at least wanted to get in the first place.
Yeah, of course. So if I had a full price offer, I'm hearing you would want me to bring you the offer. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
So that's exactly why we should get together. Does today at 4 work, or would 5 be better for you?
Probably can't today, but in maybe towards the weekend.
So Saturday at noon, or would 1 p.m. be better for you?
Yeah, 1 o'clock would work.
All right, guys, I hope you're getting this. It's so simple, too simple, right? But it actually works. This is exactly what I did to list 12 to 15 homes every single month for 13 years. And I'm only sharing that with you for validity and for credibility. And because if I can, you can. Circle prospecting conversation. Beth, John Dietz, XYZ Real Estate Company. I'm calling because a home in your neighborhood recently sold. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, right around the corner from you at 123 Main Street, sold their home for $750,000, which is amazing. Our challenge now is there are still buyers looking for great homes like yours. I was curious, who do you know that might be thinking of selling their home in the next 6 months? And she responds, I don't know of anybody. Here's your response. Thank you for taking a moment to think about that. Before I let you go, I like to keep my friends and family members updated on the market. That simply means that I send them interesting information on the real estate market once a month, and I call every 3 months just to check in. Would it be okay if I added you to that group? All right, I'm going to go back to screen share, and we're going to wrap this up. We're going to come back and talk about this again. Don't worry. This is super important, and I'm going to slow down in order to make sure that you're getting this. I shared an expired conversation with you, a for sale by owner conversation with you, and a circle prospecting conversation with you. I role played how to respond when the answer is no. I role played how to overcome objections. I role played how to pivot to a preview or a listing appointment. I also shared with you how to add people to your database and how to communicate with people in your database in order to create repeat and referral business. Now, what does that mean? I've basically given you a half a dozen tools that are now going to live within your toolbox. You can learn these, you can practice them, you can drill them, you can rehearse them until you've internalized them, and then you can put them into action in order to add 250 people to your database in the next 12 months, in order to build relationships with those 250 people so that they work with you. They'll refer business to you. You can put these strategies into place in order to meet with 250 people that are thinking of selling their home. And tomorrow we're going to pick up on follow-up. What do those conversations sound like? I'm giving you the conversations. I'm giving you the script. If you don't want to call it a script, then don't. It's just a blueprint. Follow the blueprint. And I promise you this works. It's simple. My superpower is taking the complicated and making it simple. This works. All right, take yourself off mute. Talk to me.
Hi, John. It's Majendi.
Jindy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Amazing. Outstanding. Great.
I want to say thank you, and thank you. Because on my to-do list today was scripts that I need to like really focus on. And you just went over the scripts that I'm going to focus on. And I just want to say thank you, John. That's thank you.
Well, it means a lot to me. I appreciate your gratitude. I really, really do. And one of, let's see, Jess, it's abbreviated, Jess T. Who's Jess T?
Hi, Jessica Thomas.
Jessica. Okay, so the scripts are in Rainmaker. You can find that on Amazon. It's a book that I wrote that is a blueprint for success and lead generation. However, you don't have to buy the book to get the scripts. There's over 400 videos on my YouTube channel, and all of the scripts are in those videos. And play this recording over and over again. It'll be on YouTube before the day is over. And write down the scripts word for word. Don't try to learn every single script that exists. Start with what I shared today, learn those, use them, master them, and then learn more.
Perfect. Thank you.
My pleasure. What do you say when people said no? I think I've role played that. If somebody says I would not want you to bring me the offer, I don't believe them. I don't. I think they're using that as a reason to get rid of me, quite honest. And my response would be, Kelly, I understand. However, your home was on the market and it didn't sell. And what I know is when someone has a home on the market that didn't sell that should have, like yours, you were selling your home for a reason. Now, just out of curiosity, where were you moving if your home sold? I'm going to try to get them back to motivation. And because I'm going to run out of time, and I definitely want to get to the final thing I'm going to say to them, and we'll pick it up again tomorrow. Here's what I believe. I believe that you want to sell your home. You don't want to list your home. You have a lot of real estate agents calling you, and they all want to list your home. I promise you I don't. I want to help you sell your home. Matter of fact, here's a promise. I will never ask you to list your home. But I believe if I had an offer on your home, you would really want me to bring you that offer. If you knew it was a difference between selling your home and still being in your home 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, you'd want me to bring you the offer, wouldn't you? Most people are going to change. They're going to say, yeah, you're right. Cool. I'm available today at 4, or would 5 be better? Other real estate agents are going to end the call right there. You're not. Because you've got the information, the tools that you need in order to convert that conversation to an appointment. They don't. That gives you the advantage. All right, one more and then we're going to check out.